Okay, in question number 2, this is a question that a lot of students have difficulties with. This is a multi-step work that we need to work on. So with this, let's take a look at this question first before we actually get started. So the order that we have is for cephalexin, 350 milligrams PO every 6 hours for 7 days for a child who weighs 60 pounds. You're also given an actual label that has information on here that you're going to need for each problem. So the first question that we have is, what is the child's weight in kilograms to the nearest tenths? So the first thing we need to do, we know that the child's weight is 60 pounds. So you need to know how to convert from pounds to kilograms. Pounds to kilograms, you're going to divide by 2.2. If you're going from kilograms to pounds, you're going to multiply. So in this case, we need to divide. So we're going to divide 60 divided by 2.2, which gives us 27.27. Now, with this, we are going to round, and Calculate with Confidence does indicate in their book that you have to round to the nearest tenths. If you are unfamiliar with how to round, I suggest that you look over your conversions in your book. So what we're going to do is, because it's saying what is the child's weight in kilograms to the nearest tenths, when we round, we're going to round, if it's 5 or higher, we round up. If it's 4 or less, we're going to round down. So in this case, we have 27.27. So because this is a 7, it's higher than 5, we're going to make this 27.3. So this child weighs 27.3 kilograms. So that is your first answer to this question. So you're going to put 27.3 kilograms. Now we need to calculate the safe total daily dose range for this child. Here is where you need to look at your label. In the top corner, it says a usual pediatric patient's dose. The range is 25 milligrams for the low end and 50 milligrams for the highest amount that the patient can get. So what we need to do is, we know that we have 27.3 is what the child weighs. So we are going to multiply 27.3 times the 25 milligrams first, which we get 682.5 milligrams per day. That's how much, the lowest amount of dosage this medication this patient can get in a whole day. So now that we did the calculation of the lower dose, now we have to calculate the higher dose. So again, 27.3 times 50 milligrams, because I mentioned the range is from 25 to 50. So now this calculates to 1,365 milligrams per day for the largest dosage this patient can have. So your answer is going to be 682.5 milligrams per day and 1,365 milligrams per day. So that is the total daily dose range for this child. In pediatric doses, they can measure to the point, to the tenths place, which is what is really important, especially when you're dealing with patients that are a pediatric population. So now, the next calculation we're going to do, now it's saying to calculate the safe single dose range for this child. So what we're going to do, because it's saying this patient is going to get this dosage every 6 hours, we need to know how much this patient's going to get in one single dose. So because it says every 6 hours, and it's 24 hours in a day, we're going to multiply the 682.5 we're going to divide it by 4, which gives us 170.6 milligrams per dose. Again, for the lower range medication. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to divide it by 4 for the highest dosage, which is 341.3 milligrams per dose. Okay? So this is the ordered dose that they can get this medication at. So the lower range is 170.6 and 341.3 milligrams for the highest amount. That's what you're going to put in this area. So you're going to put 170.6 milligrams per dose for your lowest range, and then 341.3 milligrams per dose for the highest range. So now the question is asking, is this ordered dose a safe dose? So we look at what the physician had ordered. The physician ordered Cephalexin 350 milligrams every 6 hours. So we look at this dosage both fits within this range. The highest amount would be 341, and this is 350. So is this a safe dose to give this child? And we have to say no, because this medication is more than the 341. So this is not a safe dose to give this patient. If we were to calculate how much this patient was to get of this medication, what we would do is we would take, again, you can do the ratio proportion or your desired over have, and we need to know we have 350 milligrams. Again, we don't know how many mLs because that's what we're looking for, equaling, looking at our label, the medication comes in 250 milligrams per 5 mLs. So then it would be 250 milligrams in 5 mLs. And again, means times extremes, it's 250x equals 1750. Dividing it, you get 7 mLs. If we're going to do desired over have, you're going to do the same thing. It's 350 milligrams over x mLs equals, times 5 ml over 250. And again, you're going to multiply, so you're going to get 1750 over 250, which comes out to 7 mLs. So if this patient was to get this medication, they would get 7 mLs. So your task with this question is your answers have got to be correct for each of these problems.